Joseph Olvera of Omro sentenced to 30 years in prison in connection to the death of his girlfriend and engaging deputies in an 8-hour standoff. In May, he pleaded no contest to first-degree reckless homicide and had a charge of recklessly endangering safety dismissed. Authorities say Olvera killed Joanna Schultz back in March. An autopsy determined she died of smothering. Schultz was a student at Marian University, which a vigil was held in her honor shortly after her death.